Now, if you want to know torture, tape this whole thing and you do the whole video and then realize you left the headphones in and it's just all mumbled and jumbled and I have to go through it again. I should get paid $3 million for this. Like, that's so annoying. It takes all your energy out. Corey Feldman is a soul sucker. Okay, this thing. Okay, so we already talked about the early portion of him with the story here. But there's some additions. It's probably not going to be as good as the last clip, but let me try here. Okay. I gotta pump myself up. I'm not on automation. Instagram. They keep targeting me, dude. They programmed it now to say that they have suspected that I'm using automation. I was like, I don't even know how to use automation. That's hilarious. I'm a human and your AI freaking sucks. But they programmed it. It wasn't like there before, whatever they did. Yeah. They're trying to hide, trying to bully people. Like, because what I did was I signed in and I went to go heart and like a video, like a post from this lady. And it goes, oh, we suspect you of automation. And then wouldn't let me heart it. And I'm like, so we have that going on. I told you all these people are guilty and all part of this whole thing. They've been trying to push down information and Corey's one of them. I was like, Corey is definitely one of them. And here he tries to manipulate her so she don't be saying anything. And so we went through this thing where he abandoned her and she said she was left with no home, no car, and no money when they split. Now, I mean, that's a really effed up marriage. I'm going to tell you that's an effed up marriage. You have two people. He's using her to further his career and make money. Okay, that was number one. And she ends up with nothing? She ends up with nothing. I'm like, this is awful because they were married for like over a decade, or at least together. They were together for over a decade. So in the text message, what does he say? Okay. Courtney asked for help. Okay. Courtney, I'm sorry to hear you are struggling. And he capitalizes you are. Okay. Please send me a bill or break. So he does this in private too. You are. Okay. So please, at least the whole thing isn't in cap. Please send me a bill or a breakdown what these medical expenses are, and I'll see what can be done. So, unfortunately, wasn't it during her medical, wasn't it when they were married? Or maybe it was after they were married and she had to go do some things. I don't know. But please send me a bill or a breakdown of what these medical expenses are, and I'll see what can be done. Unfortunately, now the whole thing becomes about him. Unfortunately, this is the worst timing ever. That would be every day of the week. There is never going to be a good time with this guy. I leave for tour, Tom, and have no money at all, as I'm way overextended. Trust, this is an ongoing problem with this dude. Had to get real bud for this one, and they wanted money in advance. As well, he's like, I gotta go buy some drugs, y'all. I had to go fork out some drug money, and you gotta understand, okay? And as well as all the merch for arena shows, which costs $14K deposit. So that's $120K up front, which is exactly what I'm making. Okay, so he starts out. He continued. I think the media is actually eating this up too as well, because it makes him look like such a swine. And he is. Okay? He totally is. So I'm basically wiped out until they start paying me in a few weeks. Okay, so he has no money. He's going to be grifting off everybody. This is usually when he starts up the whole fan crusade. He's like, y'all, I gotta save the I gotta save the pedos. Yeah. I gotta protect myself and need security because the pedos are after me. So can you send me money? Yeah, exactly. This is what he's been doing to you guys. It isn't even for the truth. This would be so different. You guys, he plays this game and it's like, it skirts on that line of like, there's actually like real people that have this issue. Like definitely Diddy's victims like have this issue, okay? Corey does not, okay? Unless he owes P. Diddy money for drugs, maybe he does. If we find that out, then, yeah, that's the pedo that's after him. No, but he's friendly on that side of people, too. Do you guys know that? Yeah, he's friendly on that side of people. I would be dragging those people forever. I go, why do these people do all this crap, I go, you couldn't even pay me enough to even do anything with this dude unless you want to be viewed as a joke. And I think working with him harms your reputation. But that's my opinion. You go do that, and it's not me that has to deal with that. But if you show me okay, so I'm basically wiped out until they start paying me in a few weeks. Like, what's a few weeks to you, dude? Is that a year? Is that 20 years? Is that when you do your next round grifting from the fans? But if you, capital U, at least you use her because you should. Like, show me what's going on. You show me what's going on, honey. And I could see what I could do about it. Not really. When I start getting paid from the tour. Okay, now he's just going to extend some time, right? This is like that person that's late on bills and they're not going to ever really pay anyway, but we're just going to do this thing. Communication is key. So here he starts getting worried she's going to run around and talk about him being bad, okay? So he's going to start manipulating this thing right here. I don't want to be your enemy at all. Okay. He doesn't want her going out writing a tell-all book, which I think she should, and we should all know the truth. Okay. The former child star filed for legal separation then. Okay. Courtney's been paying her $2K a month. He's been paying her $2K a month in support, and she asked the court to order him to increase the amount to $5K per month. I agree. But anyway, Courtney said she'd been forced to work part-time. Okay, at this thing. All right. So in a declaration, she worked with Corey in his band, but that ended when she started having medical issues. Yeah, so she's doing work, but all this stuff is for the career advancement of Corey Feldman. It is not for the career advancement of her. It's for him. Is this her idea? No, it's very unlikely this is her idea. This is something that Corey came up with. I want you to do this. You're going to be in the band, and we're going to do all this and that. And then he presents it like, oh, it's going to be the greatest thing for you to do this thing for me. Because it's always going to go around to Corey Feldman. Because he even ends it with, it's about me. Okay? So he's going to keep doing those. He's like, in the band, but that ended when she started having medical issues. At no time did he go, do you need assistance with your medical issues? Like, what do you need? Like, he's not even doing that. He doesn't care. The truth is, that was a loveless marriage. She might have loved him, but that cannot be reciprocated from this dude right here. So his whole thing is, what can you give me? What can you give me? And if you can't give me anything, then you're out the door. Okay, so it's totally that. It's this transactional thing in his brain. And at the moment, Courtney said she pulls in this, okay? She claims that Corey has the funds to pay support. In the motion, she said she believes the actor pulls in around $280K per month, and she said that he makes money from residuals, merchandise, fan conventions, acting roles, appearances, and even had a successful line of Funko Pop dolls. Okay, so I missed this Funko Pop doll. Let me see this. Because when I first read it, I go, dolls? Why on God's earth is this a thing? No! That's Michael Jackson! That's Michael Jackson! That is hilarious. Wait, you put 2 gloves on it, though. Oh my God, I used to wear these gloves. I'm never wearing them again. I'm never wearing them again. It's almost like somebody keeps ripping me off. Like, it's bothersome. It's bothersome. I used to wear these half gloves. You know why I got into the glove thing? I'll tell you guys where I got the glove thing from. No, I'll tell you where I got the glove thing from. And this actually isn't a Michael Jackson thing. Like because Michael did the one glove thing, right? That thing. No, Striper. I was like, Striper, actually. The drummer, I used to really like his clothing thing. I know, this is so weird. I was actually talking to somebody else about all this, like, weird stuff from, like, throughout this whole thing. And, I was looking at some stuff last night, and I go, oh, yeah, back in the day, I was like, back in the day. So I would pull my fashion from a lot of men, actually, and then also from uh like Vogue, or something that was somewhat artistic, and like they're trying to present like a designer, and how they go over the top with something. I would literally pull from that and then do whatever that they did for that. It's not really meant to be everyday wear, but I would take something like that. So one of the things, like a lot of these guys, even from another band, it was the Killer Dwarfs. Okay, so the dude used to wear all these like bandanas, like a million of them all over his body. And I go, you know what? I'm going to do that. So I would go to school and I would just like put all these bandanas all over my legs, all over my wrists, all these things, just these weird things. And the drummer, Striper, used to wear these glove things and these scarves. And I noticed that scarves, I forgot about the scarf thing. It wasn't just from him, but that's actually where I got it from. And he would wear all these like freaking, like, I don't know, just the style of it was really cool. And so I would mimic a lot of these men trying, and it's sort of gender neutral, a lot of that stuff. But on this photo album thing I have, like, even Angelina Jolie's dad is wearing these scarves. And I used to just run around with all these scarves. So all these men were wearing scarves back in the 90s. So we all did that thing. Yeah. Anyway, that's where that came from. And like they put it on him like that, those half ones. I was like, no, we're not. The gloves are canceled. I'm like, the half gloves are canceled. Okay, so back to this. Courtney said Corey makes around 35K at every fan convention. Well, he's on tour right now, so he's not at a fan convention, is he? I assume he could do a stop off, but technically when you're on tour like that, on a big tour like that, I don't think most of these people are doing too much of that, but sometimes I guess they can. But, and a 50K per year selling videos to fans on Cameo. I don't know if he's doing that right now. I guess he could in his hotel room, in his Motel 6. She also claimed he scored 700K payday for a recent documentary he produced and earned more. He earned more from the doll sales. That doll, I don't know how the agreements were done, but this doll cost $12. Okay. $12 is not what Corey's getting from the sales of the doll. So he's only going to get a percentage. He could even get as low as like $1 from that, maybe. He could even get less than that. I'm going to assume he's getting $1. Let's just assume he gets $1. He sold 1 million Funkos. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It could be that they paid him an upfront. Like, we don't know what the agreements are. I mean, it's just like these are different things I was thinking about. So if he's only getting like residual, sales thing, what the hell is it called? I was like, I'm like, I only sell shit every day. When he gets the payment for each sale, right? A percentage, a royalty, that the royalties are usually pretty small. You have to sell quite a bit of them, but they also might also did an agreement where they paid him up front, like for like, just to be able to sell him like that. Then, I don't know what that agreement was. So I have no idea, but I can't imagine millions of these are somebody's trying to sell it for $350. There's gonna be there's gonna be this girl. There's gonna be this girl out here. Like, Corey signed it. So yeah, they have another one too. So maybe they did some agreement where they can make him into a tank of dolls, and then they're selling it, and he gets $1 per doll. Okay. The other thing about it is like I could just see him signing it and trying to sell it for $350. I don't find his signature worth $350 because he's still alive. He's not a high demand. And, I mean, I highly doubt I could even sell some of this stuff from some of these other people for $350. Maybe the Chris Farley's brother doll in the boy band. I always laugh. I still have it. It was funny as hell. Okay, so that was in there. So yeah, they have several dolls, I guess. They have him as Michael Jackson and then a Goonies one. Okay, Courtney said Corey makes around 35K at every fan convention at 50K per year selling videos, and she claimed he scored almost $1 million payday for the recent documentary. But he claims that he threw in a 1.5 million. Okay, so I don't know what the discrepancy is on that. I don't know if he lied to the public to try to get money for it. He got that much from the fans. I know that much, right? I forgot the numbers that he got. We were looking at all this. I go, the dude's trying to get $10 million. And then he scores a certain amount of money. And then he's mad. And he's like, you guys need to give it to me. Like, you need to, take down the pedos. Like, he's going on this thing, right? And then for a recent documentary that literally was just a video camera of interviews. And then he earned more from the doll sales. So she's saying he earns way more from those doll sales. I don't know how he's earning way more from the doll sales. Somebody, maybe some company, see these companies enabling this. Okay, so yeah, I don't know, but somehow they're claiming. I don't know what this number. It would be interesting to know the numbers. I go, what is the demand for a Corey Feldman doll? He getting all the women up in here. Give me the little doll. I mean, I have no idea. It's just one of those things. I mean, I know there's going to be people that want that because it's actually the reason why it would probably sell a lot more than some of his other stuff is that the item itself is not that expensive. It's $12. I mean, if you're going to blow $12 and you're like, why not? Maybe that's why it's selling a lot more than it would be. Oh, okay. Would you buy the doll over his album? you know, at that point, you're wasting money on, well, I think you're wasting money on both, but at least one, a kid could play with it and they don't need to know the whole thing about it. The other is going to ruin their musical taste for the rest of their life. Okay, so then, yeah, but do you see this? He's using her as a commodity. He's using her like one of those pop dolls. And like if you remove her from the story, people just think he's as he really is. Like he doesn't treat women well, and then he's up here alone with no woman, and then he just looks pathetic, right? I mean, I honestly, being single is just whatever, but these men, this is how they view it. We need to have our arm candy to try to show up on each other and use women as pawns, in our little game, and we try to sit there and use them to manipulate, to piss off other women that we hate. And and then these women start coming after me, and I'm like, this is insane. Like, I don't know. I didn't go after Courtney. I didn't do any of that. We were talking about these people, but the people in the background over here are other people that Corey Feldman has manipulated into doing his dirty work. And so they go around trying to go target people. So Corey Feldman sits back and says, like, I didn't do it. Yeah, like this thing. He's so evil. I don't know like her total personality, but okay, it says Courtney told the court for the last year he's been marketing and selling toy dolls of himself called Funko dolls. Yeah, funky dolls, man. Those dolls are collectively these dolls collectively are worth a lot of money. I have no idea about that. I'm not into my ex, the one, like he was into the doll thing, but it was like kiss dolls. I never get into that thing. I think there's only one item that I would be totally into, and it's none of that. They're highly collectible and sell out very fast. So I guess just the general line of the dolls itself, and then they add in these additional like specialty dolls, probably. That's probably what happened. And then so people just get it up, not because it's Corey Feldman, but just the general collection of that doll. Okay. So he has money from many sources, including his band tour for the next several months. And I'm informed the doll deal would have grossed Corey almost $1 million as well. Wow. Okay. I can actually, okay, so that one's a realistic business thing right here because it's not about, the way she's explaining it here, it's not about, oh, by Corey. It's actually about, it's like getting a Hot Wheels, right? And then they all of a sudden put a Corey Hot Wheel. Like you're going to buy it because you want the collectible sets of all those different ones. So therefore, it would give them a reason to buy it, on that level. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so in June 2023, Courtney said she decided to quit recreational drugs for her health. And my decision to quit drugs and our lifestyle was the reason our marriage ended. Okay. Exactly. I was like, I had to cut these people. Okay, so there's a lot of people up in here that have substance abuse problems. Um, that I could probably recite the people's past more than they could for themselves. Okay, so the actions of a lot of these people, were going they're cracky wacky. Well, the truth is, yes, they were on drugs. Like I was like, I would rather say that I was on drugs than I'm just that mentally off kilter. Because mostly when you go back to that weird actually he was doing some weird stuff on this. I didn't even look at this stuff because if I look at it, I'm gonna be triggered to want to talk about it because you just want to. So I don't even want to see it because I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say, and it'll be nonstop. So, so yeah, on the recent chart thing, yeah, he's doing crazy stuff again. Robot, like people are just talking about it. They're like, I would only go to see this because it's like a freak show. I go, yeah, that's exactly why the other people brought them on there because they know they're not doing it to be serious and like this, but those two are allegedly pals from way back. Yeah, people think that they're just using them and then doing this thing. That very well may be true too, but they actually have had a friendship like throughout this thing, because if they're a bad human being, trust Corey is friends with them. If they're good people, Corey's not friends with them. Yeah, I mean, it's about that simple because I go, where's the nice guys out here? Oh, the guy that has allegations. Oh, that's Corey's friend. The guy that doesn't have any, that never did anything like that, is not friends with Corey because they're not going to like Corey. And because of his behavior, because it's not just with women, it's also with men. So figure how he's treating her with money, how he treats other men when he owes them, because allegedly he didn't pay people. This is the thing, but he's chronically in debt. So I think even though she's pointing this out, the other thing that we're not hearing about is his debt. And so, so that very well may be true. So there's business. Why are they, so there's these businesses out here just trying to help him out. Because you could think of a million other people that you could add into this doll collection that probably would have grossed them even more. Like if you got a bigger celebrity, like somebody that's actually relevant at this time to go into this thing, that company could have, really, I mean, it's already selling out. So I don't know. You could look at that however you want. We're going to talk about demand and all that stuff. But, okay. So what else can we say about this? It's kind of as you think, but he is making money. That I'm saying it's so offensive because this person does have money. He does have the means. He has the capability to pull in money for himself versus grifting from the fans. The difference with a lot of people is that they don't actually have the cash to go and do certain things realistically. But his expectations are not realistic starting off, okay? Oh, I want $10 million. It's like, this is not realistic, dude. And then, oh, I want it, so I'm just going to ask for it. It's like, the mindset to that is crazy because it's like, at the end of the day, it did not cost $10 million. And then he didn't do what he told the fan. The thing why I have a problem with it is because he initially was trying to say that he was going to do a documentary. Well, no, he said he wasn't doing a documentary. He's like, it's going to be a little like this, not necessarily this. Like he started playing around and manipulating what they said it was going to be. And so people gave money under the pretense of what he was saying it was supposed to be about. And it wasn't going to be a documentary, something weird. So all these people gave him all this money. And I included gave him $1, okay? I was like, here you go. Here's $1, dude. And I need the money. I mean, and I have my own story, and my story's real. Unlike this thing is a fantasy. I don't know what the hell that turned into. I honestly, because I feel I got manipulated in it, I honestly thought he was going to start talking about this other group of people. Well, at the end of the day, I already know about those people. And so I'm like waiting for him to, I go, I don't know. Is that why he's using a name similar to that? I don't know, And everybody's like, no, that dude's that other dude. And I go, that's weird. And then you find out he's friends with all those other people. And I go, oh, okay, I just got totally duped because the dude is actually covering for him because they're all his friends. And then I go, why is he asking for $10 million though? I go, all of us victims, if we started doing that, government comes at us and goes, oh, looks like you're trying to blackmail people for money. And, this whole thing and that whole thing. But somehow, because he's a man, he could sit there and gold dig for money for something that's just not even reality. And it's just like, wait a minute. But then when he asked for it, it wasn't for what he said. Then he turned around and then did a documentary, but the documentary was bullshit. And then started playing this game that the pedos came after him and totally took down the viewing. And then I'm going to go after everybody that's even playing it or any of this stuff. And I'm just like, this is insanity. He just spins it. And the more he could spin it and play this game, these people, they're the same people that believe in QAnon. Okay, they literally buy into it and then go at it. But if you tell them the truth of the matter of people like P. Diddy and these other people I'm talking about, these people shut it all down. I'm like, this is the most craziest thing I've ever had to deal with. And then so I just had to cut them out because, well, there was a number of people up in here. So somebody, I guess, is probably pissed off. I don't know. There's a whole bullshit on someone else's side. And there's a whole thing going on. And actually, I think that stuff goes way back. Like, way back. And I'm like, I haven't even met these people. I haven't met any one of these, like some of these people that we're talking about. No. But I will chronically talk about them. But I've never met any of these people, some of these people. So I dealt with one particular camp. Well, I dealt with a couple camps here. But those people, were well aware of some stuff and then they just covered it up and then they didn't care. Like that's these people. But the rest of the people I'm talking about, I don't actually know them. Like I've never met them. I've never any of these things. And there's just conduct up in here that is, just put it this way, bizarre. And I'm just like, I don't even know. Like, no one's ever came up to me and said, hi, I'm so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. Who are you? And, any of these things. And, no. So there's just some other strange conduct in the background from everybody up in here. And they started coming over here, trying to take me down. And I don't know, some people are grifting information from me. And I'm just like, I'm such an open book that even in my private chat, like I probably already told you guys, like honestly. So it's kind of like, there's nothing you could like secretly get out of me that you probably didn't hear off me typing somewhere or talking somewhere or, something like that. Because that's just who we are, okay? That's who we are, and that's just how it is. And yeah, some people will take advantage of that. And I think that was kind of going on here too. Like, the more honest I am on stuff, like, I think some people get jealous, they get, vindictive, they get a number of things here. And one of the things I didn't do, I didn't try to take Corey Feldman down. Like, there was no action of me trying to remove him from platforms or even sending him, messages like, I'm going to come after you, like I would never do anything like that. In fact, all the people that I'm talking about, it's like, I'm just being honest. It's like mostly when someone I'm saying, like, as we're talking about some of the same people chronically, no, I was saying like Marilyn Manson was so nice, but I have to be critical on his actions. Like we can't okay that kind of crap. Like you have to let the guy know because he can't be going on like that. Like you can't enable it. And you can't just sit there and ignore it because you're a fan of his. It's like, yeah, I was a fan of his. Like, it's just, it's uncomfortable though sometimes when you're talking about these people because everybody here is guilty. And I don't want to be stuck in a situation either where I'm like being a hypocrite. Like because I'm sitting here talking about a broad topic and there's been a lot of people here like I've been fans of that have also been very guilty of these same things. And I can't just sit there and go, oh, I love them, and I'm going to ignore it, and I'm not going to talk about them. I mean, how freaking fake is that? So, no, like, I mean, I may not do a full video on them to just blast them or something, but no, as we're talking, I said every single person that I have been fans of is problematic. And that can go from being, something you can view as more minor to something being extraordinarily criminal and they should be in prison for. Okay. So it's like that over here. So I'm not going to be like, Blair White or whatever. I'm such a huge fan of the guy. I just can't talk about it. It's like, no, I'm going to force myself to talk about it. It may come out not all the greatest at first, but we're going to talk about it. I mean, I don't shy away from that thing right there. And on top of that, not only that do I do that a lot of people don't do, is I look at myself in the past and see, did I do something even remotely similar to this ever? Because I will chronically go back and forth and go, oh, okay, so this one time, and this thing, and it gives me a better perspective, and I can also tackle that topic a lot better, I think, because I have to deal with it with myself. Like, what was the reason why I did this? So these people won't do it because it makes them look faulty and they want to seem like perfect humans and they never did anything wrong. And so that's what's different over here. And then it put me up for some weird people coming, I don't know, like that's what happens because these people are not honest, they're fake, and then they want to sit there and go, oh, this person's all terrible and this person's all good and this and that. I go, no, these people are all faulty. They're all faulty. And I make it clear, like, I'm not a perfect human either. So I don't want to come over here and go, yeah. Because then they start playing that game, right? Oh, look what you did. And then everybody starts discounting your entire story. And that's not proper. And, but Corey's pretty damn bad. Corey's been pretty damn bad in the open for a very long time. And he just lies, like chronically lies. And I'm certainly chronically lied to her. But she actually may be onto something like some of the money stuff, but it's kind of pointing to he's very terrible with money, chronically in debt, cares only about himself, manipulated her and he controlled her livelihood by her not having any money because how does she only have $3,000 right now? It's just craziness. This is a bad relationship. It was a bad relationship. Like, how could you have a relationship when both of you are so messed up on drugs the entire time? Funny thing to the story is she sobers up and then the relationship ends. That's it. He wants a party partner. That's the thing. It's just not there. He don't even care. Like, you can't be in that relationship because he can't help you get better because he don't want to get better. And he thrives off of people like her to take advantage of. Like, you should have this support system, right? Like, the minute that happened, like, he should have been like, you know what? I got, we got to do this together. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Nah. I was like, nah. Because we saw him on stage just recently. They threw this video up. I go, that dude, I don't know what, I don't know what, you guys, robot. I don't know. That thing. Oh my God, the ballet move. That was a new one. I never seen the ballet move. If you guys missed the ballet move, I don't even know. Like, he makes up these dance moves. And one of them, he kind of kicked his leg out and he does this, like, arm swoop, the ballerina thing. And I was like, I have no idea. I used to do ballet. I performed when I was a little kid. I was like, not now, but... I was like, I don't know, too much of that cake. Maybe it's like an ode to Lionel Richie, a ballerina girl. Do you think a girl could get away writing a song called Ballerina Boy? Ballerina Boy. What are the lyrics of this? Okay, watch. This gender thing. Ballerina boy, you're so lovely with you standing there. I'm so aware how much I care for you. You are now, you are more than now. You are for always. I could see you in my dreams come true. Don't you ever go away. You make me feel like there's nothing I can't do. And when I hold you, I only want to say I love you. Ballerina boy, the joy you bring me every day and night, holding you tight, and I've waited for your love. Sometimes I've wondered if you've ever come my way. Now that I finally found you, there's where my heart will stay. Whoa! Okay, I'm never gonna break your heart. Never. We will drift apart because all I want to do is share my whole life with you. Until you stop partying and doing drugs, I'm going to get rid of you. And because you make me feel like there's nothing I can't do. I guess I finally realized there's nothing else like loving you. Okay, ballerina boy, you're so lovely. I could see in you my dreams come true because I could use you to get money for the bad house to go away. Don't you ever go away, ballerina boy. Ballerina boy. We can't get away with that, man.